to say something.
Give Mr. Jefferson just a few minutes. It's about 5:02.
He's here.
Okay.
Did I make it?
You made it.
Waiting on you.
Yeah. Peaches room on front row.
All rise. Let us pray. Gracious God, we come this day, Father. I just thank you for those in attendance, Father. I thank you that we're here to understand and know what's going on in our city, Father. I thank you for each of these. Those watching at home, Father, thank you for them taking time. I just pray, God, you be with us as we conduct the business of the city tonight, Lord. I thank you, Father, for our fire, police, and EMS as they protect our city, Lord. Just be with us now. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Mr. Story, would you lead us in the pledge?
Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Good crowd tonight. Glad to see you. For those at home, thank you for taking time to view on the city's live face feed. Would the clerk please call the roll?
David Sisson, Lori Story.
Here.
Tia Wesson.
Here.
Bo Pettit. Jean Marie Whitehead.
Here.
Wayne Simpson.
Here.
Steve Nipper.
Here.
And James Jefferson.
Here.
Did speak with Mr. Sisson, had a ball game this afternoon. Mr. Pettit had a prior engagement with work. And we are meeting on an off night due to staff that were out yesterday. We'll get back on regular schedule next month. Minutes from our March meeting were in your packets. I'll give you a minute to look at that. Entertain a motion when you're ready.
So moved.
I actually have a couple of
Okay.
adjustments.
All right.
So Toronto is in there spelled Taranto. You see it? It's about halfway through. More importantly, the section in the last paragraph, not the last paragraph, the last paragraph of the second page. It talks about 36,000 a year, each year until completion of the project, and that should be 36,000 for every 10 houses built and have active water meters, right? Until the 900,000 has been reimbursed.
At House 251, yes. At House 251, 36,000. And
For every 10 houses.
for every 10, 36,
Yep.
yes, 261, 71, and so on.
Yeah, and not till the end of the project, but until the 900's been reimbursed. Yep. With that, I second.
There's a
With those
motion and a second with changes to the minutes. I'll give the clerk a minute to get caught up. We'll let those show for the record. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. As we move into old business, I would ask that our community developer, wherever she might be, Ms. Kelly Souter, please come and address the council.
Hello, thank y'all for letting me come today. In the world of community development, there is a lot going on right now. I'm gonna talk about Camden is opening a new artillery plant, creating 185 jobs. Saltworks, which is Exxon and Standard Lithium's Pine unit, has been approved for their Phase 1 brine production by the Arkansas Oil and Gas Commission. The Arkansas Oil and Gas Commission is going at the end of May, and we're hoping they're going to set a royalty rate. So there's a lot of things in the progress moving forward with all that. So these are just a few examples for South Arkansas. For Magnolia, thanks to the citizens of our town, we're going to have some major improvements coming up. 65 plus miles of street repaving, which I know y'all know, 10 million in sewer and water upgrades. Our parks continue to show a lot of progress, very exciting. Tomorrow, our new playground equipment is going to start to be installed. Our new cornhole boards, I guess I should say, are going to start to be installed. We also are getting new pickleball courts. We're getting a new basketball court, and this is all at Eastside. That'll start at the beginning of the summer. Southside, thank you to Magnolia Junior Charity League, is also getting a new resurface on their basketball court. So there's a lot of visible things happening, very, very exciting things. With saying all this, the time to lay the groundwork for growth is now, starting with housing. We know housing's an issue. We know Magnolia has a shorting house, 350 houses right now. So passing this resolution tonight that is before you is simply showing that we're willing to move forward. We are not asking for an ordinance. This is just a resolution for that we're willing to move forward for the project with OmniBeast. So I really want y'all to think about that, and this does not obligate the city in any way to take action at this time. It simply opens the opportunity. So progress fuels possibility, and there's no better time than now to keep pushing forward for Magnolia and South Arkansas. So I appreciate all y'all's taking your time, that y'all worked so hard on looking into all this, the possibilities this could be, and I would be glad to answer any questions if I can answer them. My partner is not here with us tonight. We will find out what you need, but I'm excited, and y'all have any questions?
This is your quarterly report.
This is strictly a small quarterly report. There's quite a bit more stuff going on. I've been helping the merchants, and I've been meeting with the master gardeners. We have the merchants and A&P have purchased new hanging baskets that are self-watering. So we're hoping that's going to help our hanging baskets. So we have beautiful walking around, shopping around the square. The master gardeners met at my house last Tuesday, and we planted all 20 baskets. And they're at my house right now, and I'm watering them. I'm watching them grow. We will hang them up on the 11th, thanks to Jerry and his street guys. We've got new flags. This is all the merchants' fault. We've got new flags around the square, just promoting the Blossom Festival, and we want visibility to be seen. We want people to see progress, not only from just the city, but also from the merchants. And seeing is believing. When people see, people are visual. They need to see what's happening, what's going on. And so we're trying to really put ourselves out there in that way. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Do we know if the additional 23 acres he bought out there is going to be in this development or not?
He has not mentioned, I know that he bought the land. He has not told me any details on what
It
he's doing
adjacent
with
to
that.
it?
It is,
I think there's some land in
There's
between.
something in between.
Yes.
What Mr. Nipper's referring to is on the west side of the property. And that should take in the old Bill Mosley house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Mayor.
Kelly, thank you for that update.
You're welcome. Anything else, anybody?
I think we got more than
Thank
one
y'all, I
minute.
appreciate y'all, I know how it feels to fit in that.
Well, you really busy. Give it up.
Thank you.
Let's move on to old business. I asked for a resolution on Omnibus Investment LLC. At this time, Ms. Miller, would you read that resolution, please?
A resolution to set forth the terms of the city's involvement in providing water, sewer, lift station, and other matters to the development by Omnibus LLC of a 300-acre, 500-plus unit housing development on Columbia Road 11, and setting forth the requirements for both the developer and the city and for other related purposes. The Magnolia, Arkansas City Council, hereafter the city, sitting in regular session, hereby considers and resolves as follows. Number 1, this is the day set before this body to consider the proposal of Omnibus LLC, which is the developer, to construct and market a planned 300-acre subdivision in Columbia County, Arkansas. Number 2, Omnibus LLC has presented to the council a proposed subdivision with amenities calling for construction of 500-plus homes on property they own on County Road 11, approximately 2 miles outside the city limits of Magnolia, Arkansas. Number 3, Omnibus LLC has requested of the city of Magnolia that the city provide water and sewer services and a lift station to service the homes to be developed in the subdivision. Number 4, the city requests Omnibus LLC to enter into a development agreement whereby it is agreed the developer will A, satisfy the city that they have arranged sufficient funding to develop the project, B, agree to develop the project as represented on the plans as presented to the city, and C, not make substantial changes to the plans without notice to the city of changes to the project. The city agrees to not object without just cause. 5, the city agrees to consider an ordinance to fund and develop water, sewer, and lift stations sufficient to serve the project after satisfaction of the paragraph 4 requirements. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of Magnolia, Arkansas that the developer agreement with Omnibus LLC is approved, and upon disclosure and approval of funding for the project, that the city will at the next council meeting vote on an ordinance which, if approved, will call for construction of water, sewer, and lift station as well as fund the water and sewer project.
That's a reading of a resolution. So council, as you know, and for those of you in attendance and those of you watching at home, the city is just saying that we will continue to move down the road. Nothing tonight being approved. This resolution just says that we thus far like what we've heard and we want to hear more. The developer will then give us the information that we're seeking as far as financials, their involvement with the project. For those of you that I've had 2 visitors about this project, explained to one that in my 13 plus years here, we've not had a new subdivision open. We just heard a report on job growth in Ouachita County and the western side of Columbia and Lafayette County. As we know, our phone rings monthly about looking for housing for these folks in El Dorado, Camden. We don't want to lose anyone to the Texarkana area. We'd love to have those Camden jobs live here, and oddly enough, people don't mind driving 30, 40 miles to work. Tonight, what I'm asking you, council, is to have a motion and a vote to pass this resolution for us to continue in discussion with Omnibus. And I would say to the public here and at home, upon passage of that ordinance, if it should pass next month, month after, or July, nothing's going to happen overnight. We're still a year to 18 months of shoveling dirt on their part and our part. At any moment in this, the developer, something changes, we change. We're not going out immediately and spending $900,000, and that is the city's involvement, and we will retrieve that money through water and sewer sales. So this is a good thing. If the public has questions, please talk to myself, David Nelson, Kelly Souter. We're glad to answer any questions. So At this time, is there a motion to adopt this resolution?
Does it matter in the last paragraph that it says at the next council meeting?
That does not matter, because what will happen at the next council meeting is you will see the first draft of a ordinance. Ordinance is law. We'll read that ordinance. If a motion's not made to put it on a second reading, you'll hear it in June. And then in July, when you hear it, you will vote it up or down. So we can make the corrections to that.
But it does say vote on an ordinance, so
I would
I think
also,
that's,
I would mention also that that's contingent on disclosure of the information and firming up those terms.
In the previous paragraph.
Right, and so after that occurs, then that next meeting.
But yes, you won't pass it unless you want to pass it next month or July. That's your job. Okay. Tonight, the resolution is just simply saying that we'll continue talks and we'll continue to move toward passage of an ordinance.
I make a motion.
Second.
It's a motion from Ms. Story, a second from Ms. Whitehead. Is there any discussion about this resolution at this time?
Mr. Crane did have
Yes, Mr. Crane did this one.
no, he got a question.
Mr. Crane.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, their attorney's gonna meet with us in early May, about a week or so, at which time he's gonna, bring a proposal, of the agreement. So hopefully by next meeting, we'll have that ironed out.
Okay.
And that's gonna include the financials. 'Cause
It's going to
that's kind
have
of
to.
the major
It's going to
issue.
have to get your attention.
Yes.
I think the developer has heard the council,
Mhm.
and the developer will have to come forward with that, because as I told the developer last year when we met with them, I can tell them anything they want to hear, and I can do anything they'll let me do, but I can't do anything if you don't let the city do it. It matters not what I say to them. If this city council does not pass that ordinance, we can't help them. We can't provide water and sewer. That's y'all's job. But again, at this point, we're just saying that we want to continue talks. Motion and second. Any other questions, comments at this time? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We'll continue talks. Thank you. Let's move to new business. In your package, you have a resolution for personnel policy changes. I'll ask Ms. Miller to read the resolution and we'll have discussion.
A resolution adopting amendments to the personnel policies for the city of Magnolia, Arkansas. Whereas the Magnolia City Council previously approved and adopted the personnel policies for the city of Magnolia, personnel policies, and whereas certain portions of the personnel policies should be amended as shown in the attached Exhibit A to incorporate recent changes in employment regulations and best practices, clarify existing policies and practices, and correct clerical errors. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of Magnolia, Arkansas in regular session assembled as follows. Number 1, the personnel policies for the City of Magnolia, Arkansas shall be and are hereby amended to read as shown in the attached Exhibit A, effective May the 1st, 2025. Such amendments shall be incorporated into the personnel policies, and the personnel policies are hereby amended, shall remain in full force and effect unless and until changed by action of the City Council taken in regular or special session. Number 2, the city clerk shall keep a copy of the amended personnel policies on file in the city clerk's office, and a copy of the amended personnel policies shall be distributed to all city officials and employees who shall execute and return a written acknowledgement of receipt. Number 3, all resolutions adopting or amending previous versions of the personnel policies and all previously adopted policies or parts thereof in conflict with the personnel policies for the city of Magnolia, Arkansas as hereby amended are hereby repealed to the extent of such conflict. Number 4, the provisions of the amended personnel policies are hereby declared to be severable should any provision of the amended personnel policies or the application thereof be declared by a court of competent jurisdiction to be contrary to applicable law or otherwise invalid. Such determinations shall not affect the remaining portions of the amended personnel policies or the application thereof, which shall continue in full force and effect.
For the new members of the council, if you've had the thought, why are we hearing about this? Yes, the department heads and I run the city, but any changes to the personnel policy has to come before the council. What we will do, if you pass this resolution tonight, department heads meet next Wednesday. We'll have all the changes ready. We'll give that to department heads. They will, the next day, have a meeting with all their staff, go over the changes, and their employees will sign that they are aware of the changes. Sad to say, 6 out of 10 of our employees have never picked up the personnel policy. Each employee is given a copy of the personnel policy when hired, encouraged to go home, read it, know it, understand it. Doesn't happen. But we cannot change the policy without your approval, and that's what we're asking tonight. That is a resolution, needs a motion and a second.
Well, before we go,
Go ahead.
I had sent you an email. There's a grammar error.
Yes.
That you could
Yes,
add
so
together.
there are a few clerical formatting things to take care of
Okay.
in what's previously been sent out to the council and what's currently attached. Well, I'll take care of those, certainly for what's going to be attached, but certainly for the clean executable document that's ultimately going to be the policy will be
Flawless.
taken care of. I can't guarantee flawless, but we will try. We will
So
try
you
very
will,
much.
you'll send that back to the council
Yes.
after approval?
No, I won't send it back to the council.
Okay, you'll send it to the clerk.
Right, what I'm
Okay.
saying is there won't be substantive changes,
Mhm.
but we'll fix typos and formatting, and if something got garbled in the redlining process, we'll fix that, but it's not gonna change the subject, or the substance of it.
Okay.
One other thing really quickly, on paragraph 3 in the resolution, that should be tagged at the end with effective May 1, so that the repeal of the current policy doesn't occur until the new policy goes into effect.
Or conflict in May 1.
Right, effective May 1.
Okay, I make a motion that we adopt the resolution with the change that was just specified.
Second.
Motion second. Is there any other discussion at this time?
Who's our human resources department?
Yeah.
That would be Ashley Dotson at the front desk.
Ashley Dotson? Okay. And who's our medical examiner? The guy that y'all hired from out in the city to be our medical doctor?
Oh, that's Jason Franks.
Jason Franks?
Yeah,
Okay.
Southern Medical Group.
Okay. Well,
Has been
it's
for
not
years.
in here, so.
Yeah, has been for years. And what we try to do, if we have a work-related injury, we try to, if we can't get in to see Dr. Franks, we go to urgent care clinic, which they're in close conversation with him. And we try to stay out of the ER, but most of the time, police, fire have to go to the ER. Their injuries are not like others
So Ashley is designated.
for the time being.
Okay.
And she has been for the last
Few
year and a
years.
half. I did hear a motion in a second.
Yes,
Yes.
you did.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Item number 2, resolution to utilize federal aid transportation program. This is a recreational trails funds. Ms. Mia.
A resolution expressing the willingness of City of Magnolia, Arkansas to utilize federal aid transportation alternatives program or recreational trails program funds. Whereas the City of Magnolia, Arkansas understands federal aid transportation alternatives program or recreational trails program funds are available at 80% federal participation and 20% local match to develop or improve downtown crosswalks. And whereas the City of Magnolia, Arkansas understands that federal aid funds are available for this project on a reimbursable basis, requiring work to be accomplished and proof of payment prior to actual monetary reimbursement. And whereas this project using federal funding will be open and available for use by the general public and maintained by the applicant for the life of the project. Now therefore be it resolved by the Magnolia City Council that Section 1, the City of Magnolia, Arkansas will participate in accordance with its designated responsibility, including maintenance of this project. Section 2, The mayor is hereby authorized and directed to execute all appropriate agreements and contracts necessary to expedite the construction of the above stated project. Section 3, Magnolia City Council pledges its full support and hereby authorizes the Arkansas Department of Transportation to initiate action to implement this project.
What we're going to do is, as we start the street project next month, we'll start milling from South Washington coming into town. We'll mill around the outskirts of the square in front of your store and others. We want to do a concrete with a stamp, a brick look stamp at all the crosswalks. Bridget's to the old Banner News, Corner Club, Wilson Bearden, Stacy's to the Bellboy Jamison Law Firm. Kelly, We Care?
Lefties to SAU store, and then the old annex to the hairdressing shop. So those 4 entries are coming into the square. And then there'll be 4 entries coming down Main. One between the Farmers Bank building and where Love Lowry's, the little boutique is. Then there'll be one at Corner Clubhouse, EDP Solutions, and then 2 on the other side between my kitchen, Stevens Country Store, and then down by the museum and the edge of First Methodist. And this is we want people to slow down. They fly through there, so when we have events and stuff on the square, if you don't block the square off, you have to worry about people getting run over. But if you block the square off, then you get people that can't come in to shop. So we're trying to make a compromise, which you'll just add that look that we're looking for. This is all in the strategic planning book that was done several years ago. And so we're trying to implement some of this, and so this grant gives us the perfect opportunity to do that.
Is Jerry gonna do that work, or we gonna have that done?
No, we're having that done.
Having it, okay. Okay. Oh, he's here, I better not pull it.
And we do have, right now we have some crepe myrtles in the median that have some diseases. I know that. We're not truly addressing it. We're going to pull a few of them up. We're just waiting though, because I don't want to do anything if we're going to get something else. The trees will go there, and that is also part of this grant.
Okay.
So the work will be resourced out?
Yes, the work.
And the maintenance is gonna be on us?
Yes.
Okay.
And right now the maintenance is on me, the weed kills me.
Okay.
And it looks like we'll be adding some new trees
We will have
in
new trees,
places.
and they will be native to Arkansas. That's also part of the grant. And they will be very low root issue, because we are not going to mess up our streets. And they also, what I've researched is they can live in a drought. So we don't get a lot of rain, which we usually don't in July, August, September, October. But we will watch them, but it won't be as bad of an issue.
So Master Gardener's gonna participate?
The Master Gardeners probably won't participate with this part. This part is strictly the city, because we don't. Yeah. They would if I asked them to. They're very willing. They work diligently over at Wilson Gardens, and Jerry and his career, and the Master Gardeners are doing some work there also.
Move for approval.
Motion,
Second.
second. Any questions?
When did I missed the dates? When will the funds be approved?
It's due Wednesday.
Okay.
So after that, I'm really not sure of the details. We'll just have to wait to see if we're awarded.
Keep you updated if we are.
Yeah. And we have the budget?
Mhm.
Okay. Because we have to front the money.
Motion second. We've had discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? I think you're gonna like this finished product. Item number 3 is something that we've talked about for some time, and this is going to be a resolution on properties at South Jackson. Give me the addresses, please, ma'am.
126, 128, and 130.
126, 128, and 130 South Jackson. I'll ask the clerk to read the resolution.
A resolution declaring the single-story portion of the building located at 126, 128, and 130 South Jackson, Magnolia, Arkansas, to be a nuisance, condemning such portion of said building and ordering rehabilitation or removal thereof, authorizing the city to remove such portion of said building, charge removal costs to the owner, and obtain a lien on the property and for other related purposes. Whereas the single-story portion of the building located at 126, 128, and 130 South Jackson, Magnolia, Arkansas, is in extreme state of disrepair and harborage for pets, stray animals, and trespassers in violation of section 13-32 of the Magnolia Code. And whereas, in its current state, the single-story portion of such building is a threat to the lives, limbs, and property of occupants, adjacent property owners, and people in the vicinity or those lawfully passing by, constitutes a serious structural, fire, and health hazard, and is detrimental to the welfare of the citizens of the city. And whereas, pursuant to Arkansas Code annotated 1456-203 and Article 3 of Chapter 13 of the Magnolia Code, the City Council is authorized to remove or order the removal of buildings or houses that have become dilapidated, unsightly, unsafe, unsanitary, obnoxious, or detrimental to the public welfare. And whereas Bascom M. Jones owns the property and building located at 126, 128, and 130 South Jackson, Magnolia, Arkansas, and should be required to rehabilitate or remove the single-story portion of such building. And whereas on March the 26th, 2025, the city sent written notice by certified mail, return receipt requested to Bascom M. Jones at his address of record with the Columbia County Tax Collector that the condemnation of the single-story portion of the building on his property would be considered by the City Council at its regular meeting on April the 29th, 2025, which a copy is attached hereto as Exhibit A, but such mail was returned as unclaimed. And whereas the city posted notice at conspicuous places on the single-story portion of the building to be condemned on March the 26th, 2025, as evidenced by the photographs attached hereto as Exhibit B, and caused notice to be published in the Banner News on April the 2nd, 2025, a copy of which is attached hereto as Exhibit C. And whereas the City Council should take immediate action to condemn the single-story portion of such building as a nuisance, require Bascom M. Jones to rehabilitate or remove the single-story portion of such building, and authorize the city to remove such building and enforce a lien against the property for removal costs should the property owner fail to comply. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of Magnolia, Arkansas, in regular session assembled that, number one, the city make a diligent effort to provide notice to Bascom M. Jones of this meeting as provided in section 13-33 of the Magnolia Code and applicable state law. Number two, for the reasons described herein and pursuant to Arkansas Code annotated 1456-203 and Article 3 of Chapter 13 of the Magnolia Code, the single-story portion of the building owned by Bascom M. Jones located on the following described real property in the city of Magnolia, Arkansas, is hereby declared to constitute a nuisance and shall be and is hereby condemned. The south 150 feet of lots 118 and 119 in Block N of the original survey to the city of Magnolia, Arkansas. Tax parcel 01-01264-00000, commonly known as 126, 128, and 130 South Jackson, Magnolia, Arkansas. Number three, a copy of this resolution shall be posted immediately at conspicuous places on the single-story portion of the building. Number four, Bascom M. Jones is hereby ordered to rehabilitate to applicable building code standards or raise and remove the condemned single-story portion of the building within 30 days of the posting of this resolution on the building. Number five, a copy of this resolution shall be provided to Bascom M. Jones via personal service upon a natural person in Arkansas as provided in Art-R-Civ P4F1 or by certified mail, return receipt requested. Number six, in the event Bascom M. Jones fails or refuses to abate the nuisance as ordered within 30 days of the posting of this resolution on the building, the mayor or his designee is directed to proceed at once to raise and remove the condemned single-story portions of the building and is authorized to enter upon the property where the building is located and take all actions necessary to abate the nuisance thereon and thereafter, to charge the owner for costs incurred therefore, including administrative and collection costs, removal costs, and to collect such removal costs via lien and or legal proceedings as provided in Chapter 13 of the Magnolia Code and applicable state law. Number seven, as owner of the condemned building, Bascom M. Jones shall be liable for all costs and expenses of nuisance abatement. Should the city be required to remove the condemned structures, then the mayor or his designee shall prepare an itemized statement of removal cost, plus any fine imposed, and the city may salvage and sell the structures or materials removed as provided in section 13-36 of the Magnolia Code, and apply the sales proceeds as provided in section 13-37 of the Magnolia Code. If the sale proceeds are not sufficient to cover the removal cost plus fine imposed, then the owner of the property shall pay the city the remaining balance. If payment is not made within 45 days after the owner's receipt of the city council's confirmation of removal costs, then the city attorney is authorized to obtain and enforce a lien on the property and to collect the amount owed as provided by Arkansas Code annotated 1454-903. And number 8, the city attorney is hereby authorized to institute such proceedings as may be necessary to facilitate abatement of the nuisance to enforce the provisions of this resolution.
Yeah.
Are we all good with the properties? We know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Any questions or comments at this time?
So 30 days after that,
There's another round of letters, and David will take care of that when he gets back next week. So motion to adopt the resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Wesson, second from Mr. Simpson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
I do want to thank David Nelson. This has been a long one, and
yes.
he's done a good job. Mr. Jefferson, you've got a report for us.
Oh, yes. Well, this is my first quarter report. And that's for January through March 31st. Hours worked was 310, and required hours was 288. Days worked was 84, and it was required 72. And I supervised 26 defendants. We're down on our trash removal, but it was 272 bags because I was asked with our other agencies that we do contribute manpower, so I utilized our services. but we still kept the city clean, and I assisted 6 agencies, and the new one that I assisted was GMAC Community Services. And this is the update with Nancy Moody, and as of today, I'm required to be in court on a Tuesday, and we're going to try to get some of these defendants to tidy up and come and do what's necessary so they can get their fines paid or find them a job. And my job placement this quarter was 3. Thank you. And that concludes my report.
Hold on.
And I will
This will go to you.
And I will add to Mr. Jefferson, he and Ms. Mealer have been working closely, and he brought us 2 men out of the program, I think one of which is now gainfully employed. They worked their community hours off working with water maintenance rather than out with Mr. Jefferson. We put them on vacation. But they've done a good job. We're excited about that. We hope to see more of it. Mr. Sisson's not here. He did ask Councilman Simpson to give his report, and sir, I'll give you the floor.
Thank you. So for the Boys and Girls Club report, item 1, 479 boys and girls are playing baseball and softball. The 2025-2026 after-school program has reached capacity in 3 days, 120 kids, currently taking names for a waiting list. Item 3, recently passed a national inspection by Boys and Girls Club of America. They went over the facilities and their policies, and they passed that inspection. Item 4, new construction for the 3 new classrooms is in process of starting. This is from a $500,000 grant from the state. And item 5, the 3rd annual Winnie Kate Kids Baseball Tournament will be June 14th. This money will go to the Winnie Kate Kids Foundation. The money from the tournament last year remodeled the batting cages and hitting facility. That is the report.
And I would say if you could get out to that tournament for Winnie Kate's kids, that's a great thing in our community. I'm sorry that Kyle and his wife went through that, but God knows what he has in store for each of our lives. Some of us, he just leaves here a little bit longer. But Winnie Kate she was a precious little girl in our community, and I'm proud of the parents. They continue to do good by her. So get out for that if you can. Next item of business, Ms. Jeanette Tucker has been patient for 2 months while we cleared our schedule where we could let her have the floor at this time. And Jeanette, come up and tell us what's going on.
All right, I kind of wrote this down because I have 3 minutes to present, so let me try to get this all out. So, good evening, Mayor Parnell, Van, and council members, and honored guests. Thank you, guys. My name is Jeanette Tucker, and I am here on behalf of GMAC Community Services to respectfully request $275,000 in economic development grant funding by or from the city of Magnolia. GMAC's mission is to open a opioid treatment center that will address the opioid epidemic that our nation, state, country, and city currently face. Today we stand together in face of crisis that has touched every corner of Southwest Arkansas. The opioid epidemic is not just a statistic, and it's not someone else's problem. It's our families, our neighbors, our friends, it's us. With soaring overdose rates, this opioid crisis has taken the lives of so many people. There were over 500 deaths in the state of Arkansas, and 75% of them were opioid related. I want to add something right here. It's real quick. So overall in the United States, there was 5,672 young people from the age of 12 to 28 that have died with opioid overdose. So if you take our SAU campus and all of those children, all those young people were to just die instantly, that's the rate in the United States for opioid addiction in 3 years. So, in our Southwest Arkansas region, opioid overdose deaths have increased by more than 30% over the last 5 years. These aren't just numbers. These are our sons, our daughters, our mothers, our fathers, our co-workers, and our classmates. The opioid epidemic doesn't just ravage one individual. It ripples through families, passing down trauma and destruction. For some, addiction is something they were born into. Parents who struggle with addiction pass on the effects to their children, creating a cycle that's hard to break. We can no longer afford to wait for another generation to fall victim to this crisis. We know devastation, lost lives, broken families, and dreams deferred. But today we also know something even greater. Together we can all heal. Every act of compassion, every resource offered, every person who chooses recovery, every leader who takes a stand, these moments matter. They build a bridge from despair to hope. They remind us that recovery is possible and that no one is too far gone to find their way back, because together we can thrive. This center will strengthen our community and those individuals suffering from substance use disorder through a treating physician who is passionate and knowledgeable in this field, Dr. Mimo Limja, whose high standards of care using medical assisted treatment guidance we also will work diligently to assist and address gaps by creating a workforce development program, recovery support, therapy and counseling, and reintegration services, as well as transitional living, transportation services. And I just want to say we will utilize all the other entities that have already started as far as drug court's concerned, any transportation for inmates, any community service workers. We already utilize those services that are already out in our community, and they've been actually really great. We've had several community service people that has fulfilled their community service at our building, and we're really grateful for that. And it says transportation service and virtual assistance for those who cannot physically make it to the facility. Magnolia is full of potential, but like many communities, we face challenges in job readiness, addiction recovery, and supporting individuals returning to the workforce. This funding would allow us to expand workforce development, collaborating with businesses and offering certifications, trade skills, and job placement for those who need a fresh start. Grow our rehabilitation support services, helping those impacted by substance use disorder achieve long-term recovery. Our program is designed for 1 year in-house recovery. We're going to begin with outpatient recovery, which will provide group therapy, family therapy, and also counseling. And then the second year will be for transitional living. Third to fifth year will be an aftercare where we stay connected with everyone while they're being placed in jobs. They're staying in the recovery. We'll keep in contact with them with the love and support with our communities. And we plan to connect with through a pastoral dinner real soon for our local pastors to get involved with their church members and maybe get placement for some of them to go to whatever church they decide to go to. And we build a community resource center that connects citizens to employment, training, and entrepreneurship opportunities. We want to create business owners, not just employees, but we want to encourage them to go forward in whatever their dreams are. And then we want to create 20 new jobs within Magnolia in an 18-month period, stimulating our economy while serving those most in need. This will provide 14 full-time positions and 6 part-time positions. It says every dollar invested in GMAT directly strengthens Magnolia's families, workforce, and economy. We are committed to full transparency, clear performance outcomes, and strong collaboration with local businesses and stakeholders. This grant is not just about services. It's about investing in human potential and ensuring every member of our community has the opportunity to succeed. In closing, I respectfully ask for your support to our $275,000 request. Together, we can create lasting economic and social impact in Magnolia. Columbia County is strong. We are rooted in resilience. We lift each other up, not because it's easy, but it's because who we are. We refuse to let addiction define the future of our communities. We believe that when you invest in people, you invest in the future of Magnolia, and we are ready to put that investment to work, starting with our opioid treatment centers.
Questions for Jeanette? I got a couple.
Okay?
Have you had any luck with Jeff Rogers, prosecuting attorney?
We have not. I've not gotten an appointment with him yet, but we have made phone calls.
What about the state level opioid money? Have you had any luck there?
We have the Revive grant ready to submit. We were not denied when we first submitted, and they sent us back a request for 5 other things. We've now completed those 5 other things and gotten the community support. Most of it was just legalities of our leasing and things like that, and we now have those, and we also have our board in place and our board minutes. So those were the few things that they had asked for. So we're about to resubmit. Yes.
Any luck with the local foundations?
Well, we've applied for some funding for Albemarle.
Okay.
And that's more to finish the construction of the building. We're hoping to be ready for inspection about the 3rd week of May. That'll bring in David Nelson and Greg Penner, and and then we'll get our licensure and certifications through the state. They'll come down and investigate after we get our cities
Very good.
completed.
Any questions for Jeanette?
Well, I know exactly where you are. Why don't you tell people where you're located?
Okay, we're in the old Magnolia Manor, which is at 301 Boundary Street. We went in and revamped everything as far as to open. We're hoping to open by maybe June 1st, and that's for outpatient, where we're going to provide a lot of services as far as, Dr. Nemo will be there present on site. We'll also have several nurses. We'll have a medical, director, and then also administration. We'll work with Medicaid, Medicare, insurances. Also, we're developing a program for all businesses to be able to send their employees there for treatment. So working on that program right now to offer that to the community for business owners so they don't lose valuable people. So,
Anything else? You did very well.
thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, let's move on to item number 7, resolution on wayfinding signage grant through RDOT. And that would be Ms. Sauer. Well, come on up and sell us on it.
All right, I'm pumped about this. So, I know y'all seen other wayfinding signages. I have some examples in there. This is not anything set in stone. These are just so y'all can see what they're like. Part of the strategic planning book also said wayfinding signage is definitely the way people are going. We have a little bit of signage. I know when you're coming in from Texarkana, there's a sign that says Fairgrounds to the left, SAU to the right. So basically, kind of the same concept, but these are more appealing. They will definitely be our logo, which we're really trying to be branded, and so that'll pull us all together that way. El Dorado has them. I was in Van Buren over the weekend. Van Buren, Fort Smith, Alma, that whole area, all way up north really has them. So I'm just trying to add a little bit of flavor to our town, a little bit of pride. If the resolution passes tonight and we are granted this grant, we will form a committee that will decide exactly the places that we want to highlight. The lady that came over I'm using was from El Dorado. I drove her all over town, but she was very familiar with Magnolia. She went to college at SAU, and so we were able to really work together and think of different things to highlight. So, and the map, I did, so I know it's not perfect by any means, and these are not exact locations, examples of where they could go.
Okay.
You have any questions?
There were a couple of different layouts of the
Yes,
signs.
and that was just examples. Like we could do this, we could do that. There's one that has a cutout. It would be a little more if we decided to, brand that way. Those are all just strictly examples.
Okay,
They would definitely be in our color scheme. I can promise you that.
I see that.
So still work to do after the
Still work to do, but until we are granted the grant, we're not going to take those steps. But as soon as we're granted the grant, the committee will be formed and we will move forward.
Very good. Could we have a reading of that resolution? Thank you, ma'am.
A resolution expressing the willingness of City of Magnolia to utilize Federal Aid Transportation Alternatives Program or Recreational Trails Program funds. Whereas the City of Magnolia understands Federal Aid Transportation Alternatives Program or Recreational Trails Program funds are available at 80% federal participation and 20% local match to develop or improve the transportation improvement project. And whereas the City of Magnolia understands that federal aid funds are available for this project on a reimbursable basis, requiring work to be accomplished and proof of payment prior to actual monetary reimbursement. And whereas this project using federal funding will be open and available for use by the general public and maintained by the applicant for the life of the project. Now therefore be it resolved by the City of Magnolia City Council that, Section 1, the City of Magnolia will participate in accordance with its designated responsibility, including maintenance of this project. Section 2, the mayor is hereby authorized and directed to execute all appropriate agreements and contracts necessary to expedite the construction of the above stated project. And Section 3, the City of Magnolia City Council pledges its full support and hereby authorizes the Arkansas Department of Transportation to initiate action to implement this project.
Motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 8, resolution to amend the approved 2024 budget for new members. We'll close the books on December 31st. In this case, it gives Whitney time to, has all the money come in that owed us? Have we spent all of our money that we were supposed to? Did we pay all of our bills? And more than that, it gives us a chance to get leg audit in town to take a look at things. So this is something that we do each year about this time. Now from time to time, if a special project comes up and the money's not budgeted, we'll bring something like that to you. But tonight, we're closing the books for 2024. Would you read that resolution, please, ma'am?
A resolution amending Resolution Number 1107 and adopting an amended budget for the City of Magnolia, Arkansas for the calendar year ending December 31st, 2024. Whereas on December 20th, 2023, the City Council of Magnolia, Arkansas passed and approved Resolution Number 1107 providing for and adopting a budget for the City of Magnolia, Arkansas and appropriating money for each expenditure therein for the 12-month period beginning January 1, 2024 and ending December 31st, 2024, the 2024 budget. And whereas Arkansas Code annotated 1458-203 authorizes cities to alter or revise budgets and unpledged funds for appropriated by the governing body for any purpose as circumstances may require. And whereas it is necessary to amend the 2024 budget. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of Magnolia, Arkansas in regular session assembled that 1. The budget for the 12 months period beginning January 1, 2024 and ending December 31st, 2024 is hereby amended as indicated in the column labeled 2024 amended budget in Exhibit A, which is attached hereto and incorporated herein as if set out word for word. Number 2. The amended budget for the 12-month period beginning January 1, 2024 and ending December 31st, 2024 is hereby adopted to read as described in the attached Exhibit A, and the respective amounts of funds for each item of expenditure classification in the column labeled 2024 amended budget in Exhibit A are hereby approved, authorized, and appropriated for the purposes therein set forth for the calendar year ending December 31st, 2024. Number 3, this resolution with Exhibit A attached shall be known as the amended budget resolution for the City of Magnolia, Arkansas for the 12-month period beginning January 1, 2024 and ending December 31st, 2024.
Questions?
Yes. This question is for our treasurer here.
She just had to step out.
Oh, she stepped out. Okay, well, I'll bring it to you then, and you. Now, we had a situation going that you and I had, and we had been dealing with it all year long, some months. And we had a situation, I want to know that we realized $50,000 from Albemarle in reference to an issue that we had over because they were messing up my yard, and I came to them and asked them to purchase the land. So they told me that they was dealing with you. So you and I came up with an agreement, and I decided to say okay. And then David came in and did these parcels for my neighbor and then mine, and we supposed to have been doing something, but when I received the email, and that's when I found out about the $50,000 that wasn't disclosed to me, and then I had a little issue, and I just said, okay, I'm not going to sign any docs because until I understand what went on with the monies. So, and that just never happened. And, it was just, we did all this work, and the city's paid for this survey and for 2 surveys, and it's supposed to change the way that we were doing that. And then if I can remember, which I have the email here, the letter, it stated that we were going to take care. You forgot to tell us, and then Mr. Simpson came in and made an issue about it. So just to make it all clear, I want to know basically that we decided to make this happen, but why didn't it happen?
When you and I started talking, I offered you $5,000 for less than an acre in the S curve, and we're talking about West University by the RV park. You didn't. You said no.
No.
I offered you $7,500. You said no. I said my last offer is $10,000.
And what I say?
And you said yes.
Okay.
Then Albemarle gives the $50,000 to help go toward the $185,000 construction to straighten out the S curve.
Okay.
Because they were going to access their wells from that end of town.
Okay.
Upon getting that news, you then said, I want $35,000.
No.
Yes,
I
you
didn't
did.
say, I didn't say no, sir. You showed me where I said it. And I did. I kept everything within.
I want 35,000.
I
So,
kept everything within my
What-
emails. I didn't call
what
you
I
and say
did,
anything.
what I did is I told Albemarle and their contractors to access those wells from West Main Street, which is a state highway, and to come in off of Height Street. What we will do as a city is we will repay West University through the S-curve. It will continue to be an S-curve,
Okay.
but we will not straighten that out. That $50,000 will go into paving, but they gave 50 to the $185,000 bid. And that was because you did want more than $10,000.
No. I never. You could, if you could show me that, I would say that because I didn't speak to you at all over the phone with this transaction because I had some feeling that this would come about. So I was just interested in seeing what happened with the 50,000, and you stated,
it's still
you
right
stated, no, you stated. I got your email here. You stated, because I got to get clear. I got to get some clarity there. You said. Where's Mayor Van's email? I want some clarity because I want to know that that money was taken, and it should have been in the 24 budget, which I didn't see it because they kind of changed the way the budget is compiled. So I never saw where we got it because we didn't get together in December. So now this is going into the second quarter, and we're speaking about amending a budget that should have been already talked about in the first quarter. We're going into the second quarter. So you stated, give me a moment here. I may have overlooked it, but I don't see where this matter was an agenda item at a council meeting.
It's not an agenda item at a
Okay.
council meeting because
Could you point me
you
in
and
the
I
right
talked
direction?
about the
Oh no,
money.
this was the lawyer
Do you want the
talking.
$10,000?
Well, we supposed to have cleared that deal.
No, sir. You wanted 35,000.
No, I never told you that, Mayor. If you could tell me and show me where I said that.
I'll be happy to do that. So,
All I know is the treasurer put in this thing, I cannot give Councilman Jefferson the $10,000 because it must go through here because you didn't understand about real estate and my position. Now, any other thing, you could have did that and it would have been a problem. But because she stated, the attorney stated that it was a real estate issue, so you can't do the $20,000 thing. You have to come to the council, and the council must agree upon that. That's all I'm saying, and I want it on the record. That's the reason why I'm saying it, because you just left me in limbo. You never said anything to me about anything, but you called and we spoke 3 times in reference to the money. Yes, I want it because of the fact that you did all this work and all this stuff is on my
do
property.
you want $10,000? I'll have an ordinance
That's
in front
what
of
we
this council
said.
next month.
That's what we said.
There'll be an ordinance in
And
front
that's
of
what
this
I
council
want.
next month for $10,000.
Well, there it is.
Well, you wanted 35, but we're going to
I never said 35. You wanted it to be
we're gonna give you
35.
the
I
10.
never said 35. Thank
Order.
you.
Now, the budget. We're not amending over the 50,000. This is what we do each and every year. I'll have an ordinance in front of you guys next month, Ms. Jamison, if you could please start in the morning on that to purchase Mr. Jefferson's property. Now, so we all know what we're doing, take a ride to West University in front of the RV park. All of that will be bulldozed, and that will be a kind of a swoop curve where equipment can get there and stay off of Mr. Jefferson's grass, which if we want to, that's probably city right of way, but we'll save that for another day. So, we have heard the reading of the resolution to amend the budget. Did Whitney make it back in the room?
No, she
Okay, she's had an emergency. She didn't tell me if you guys had called. Are there any questions about that I can answer? If
I
not,
got 3
yes, sir.
typos. Is this Candy? Is this you? Who typed it?
That's Whitney.
Okay, I've got 3 typos. I'll get it.
All right. Are they on money or on language?
No, this is on general
Words.
spelled
Wrong.
without a
Okay.
G.
Okay.
I mean, just some things.
Okay. Are you guys good with a motion to adopt that
I'll
resolution?
make a motion.
Okay.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there anything else we need to talk about? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? I want to pull item number 9. I have a rough draft here that's not ready, so we'll hear this next month. Let me first thank the room for being here tonight and supporting Jeanette. The majority of the folks in this room are here for GMAT and Jeanette. Thank you for being here. Traffic, ordinance number 00-8 deals with truck traffic in our city. As we prepare street work to start in June, all truck traffic, if you don't have business or if you're not delivering inside the city, stick to the truck route. We think most of them know that by now, but Officer Bridges is working that. Grass is growing. We have an ordinance on grass. Sadly, David will have to send out 50 or 60 letters. If you rent, encourage your landlord to mow your property, but we need to keep our city looking nice, and tacky grass is not where it's at. Streets will start next month, phase 1. As we've said, we will probably be 3 to 5 years on streets. It just depends on how the paving goes. I said earlier, you'll see milling, and that's where we grind the street and prep. Not all streets will be milled, but if you have questions, Jerry Lewis, our street superintendent, is glad to answer those. Trash cans, we have begged and begged and begged. Next week, expect to see citations go out from Mr. Nelson or the PD. I know Columbia Street is one of our tough ones. Mr. Jefferson can probably give us more streets that have trash can issues, but get them back, because I've had a couple of calls where people have been, they've not paid attention, they've hit the trash can with their car, and it's just a big who's going to pay for my car thing. Council, this was all in your packet. I want to thank these merchants, and if you get a chance to do business with them, please do, and tell them we appreciate their support of the Magnolia Fire Department and what they do to help our department and what they do to educate our kids in our town on fire and safety. I don't even know how you have the conversation about dogs. We have entirely too many dogs in our city. Our pound is full again. I talked with Mike Staggs today. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but don't have a yard full of dogs. Don't if you can't take care of them, don't have them. It's sad that children and dogs in our town do without. I've told you many times, we pick a dog up, we try to find the owner. When we do find the owner, if we enforce the city ordinance, we keep them all, because the ordinance says it will spade, neuter, vet, vax, dog tag, maybe $200 this day and time. They just tell us to keep them and they'll go get another dog. We've got to come up with a solution on that. What is that solution? 1 dog per family? I don't know, but we've got to start looking that way, because you're seeing more and more of it in our city. So just wanted to put that out there.
To move this further, who is doing this? Should we have the council be doing this? You doing it? Who's doing it?
I can do it. You guys will just have to listen to it. And I don't mind being the bad guy. I'm old enough now, but I mean, we've got folks. I found 4 pinned up. They weren't even pinned up. It was much more than a dog trap. And of course the owners let them out, let them run the neighborhood, knock over trash, and I found 2 pinned up in a well shed the other day fighting over food accidentally, and I called the police and animal control and everybody, and it was just puppies that were not being fed correctly, and the dominant dog in the bunch was fighting. And
well, I know we got an issue on dogs, but we also got an issue on cats. And we have a CCAP representative here tonight, and I would like if my colleagues would allow her opportunity to talk in reference to the disease that might be in our midst. I don't know how serious it is, but I felt like it's something that we should listen to. So, yes.
Council, is that what you want, because she's not on the agenda?
No, she isn't.
I'll be happy to give her 3 minutes at next
please.
meeting.
Well, I think it's a health issue. That's the reason why I'm pushing for that.
Do you guys want to hear her while she's here?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm
Christy Utley from Columbia County Animal Protection Society. And what we have run into in the city of Magnolia, because primarily that's where our stray cat population comes from, we do a trap and release program, which is overwhelming right now. So that's going to be another issue that we're not going to be able to do for long. But what we're running into is a potential case of avian flu that was diagnosed by East Ridge Animal Hospital and the veterinarian that runs that clinic. And conjunctivitis, I don't know if everybody knows what that is, but it's pink eye and it's zoonotic. It is transferable to humans. So if a stray cat rubs against something in public and you rub against it, you rub your eye, your kids rub their eye, it's contagious. And then we have ringworm. Ringworm is extremely contagious to humans from any animal and to other animals. So those are things that perhaps we would like to work together with the city to address the population. We just don't know really where to start, but those are concerns that are coming to light with the overpopulation of dogs and cats.
Thank you.
Mayor, is there a connection through the municipal league? Do they have, like, another city in the state might be doing something good that we need to know about? Is there anybody?
If they are with dogs, the city of Magnolia has a leash law. We have no cat laws, we have no raccoons or snakes or anything. We have a leash law, but animals in general we've got too many squirrels, too many deer in town. But, you know, what do we do with that? But as far as the dog issue,
what is that?
Excuse me, Mr. Jefferson, the dog issue is a problem all over the state. It's not just to Magnolia. Okay. It's probably all over the country. We just don't see past Arkansas. But I can make that call and ask, but I think that'll be something that we have to, you know, do on our own. And I'll get with the city attorney and we'll start batting around some thoughts on dogs. And it's going to be unpleasant, whatever it is, but we'll go to work on it. On a lighter note and on a happy note, this year, the city of Magnolia will once again work with Magnolia School District in the internship program for the 25-26 school year. That's where young people get out at lunch. They can come to work for the city. They can learn good work ethic and hopefully a trade. Many of our students don't seek higher education. They want to get into the workplace, and we have a young man coming May the 6th that I'm excited about, and I hope that he has a good long future with the city. But I thought that little bit of good news is something we needed to share. Lastly, the Magnolia Blossom Festival comes up in how many weeks, Rachel? 2. Let's just have a tough talk about the Blossom Festival. It's been around as long as I can remember. Support is dwindling for the Blossom Festival. We heard the president of the chamber say at our last chamber banquet, if we don't support the Blossom Festival, it could very easily go away, and that could be this year, next year. When we ask you to buy a ticket, a stake ticket, which is the big supporter, we hear, oh, I'm not going to be in town. Oh, I've got other plans. Those will be the very people that will be on social media going wild next year when the Blossom Festival's been canceled. Buy a ticket and gift that ticket if you're not going to be in town. We're not asking you to buy 4, 5, or 10. We're just asking you to buy one, because that's one more that we sold than we had. But the Blossom Festival is in trouble, folks, financially. The Blossom Festival Board puts the festival together, puts it on, and they hand the bill off to the chamber to pay. I think I heard that there's going to be some changes where maybe those two boards will come together and have a better understanding of the money, because money is coming short. We can't afford to lose our chamber, and I don't even want to have the conversation that we've lost one of the longest running festivals in the state of Arkansas that has been on TV multiple times, has won awards, and is talked about every time I go to Little Rock from January to June. When's the Blossom Festival? I can tell some you're about to have it, and I tell some you just missed it. But I don't want to say, oh, it's canceled. So please, public, buy a ticket, gift that ticket. You know someone that can't afford a ticket that needs that. So that's my encouragement on the Blossom Festival. Rachel, let's talk after the festival, and I'll report back to the council in June if this little pep talk helped. But to the public, please, we're asking for your support. Council, is there anything that needs to come from you at this time?
I was just gonna let the council members know I'm working with David Nelson on a vacant property document, so I would like to bring it before the council as an ordinance, so I'll work with the lawyer, and either next month or the month after, hopefully next month.
Okay, and we'll get this this bore cut out next month. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank y'all.